Today, we're diving into something that might just be the real reason your business isn't moving as fast as you'd like. And no, it's not your funnel, it's not your audience size, it's not your offer suite, it's not your strategy. It is your self image. Now, when I say self image, I don't mean how you look in the mirror. I mean the identity that you're holding for yourself, both consciously and unconsciously. And the truth is, your business will never consistently outgrow your self image. And I know you've probably heard people talk about confidence or mindset, but this is something much, much deeper because you can run the exact same strategy as someone else with the exact same tools, say the exact same words, use the exact same visuals, and still get completely different results simply because the image you hold of yourself doesn't match the level that you are trying to scale to. And when you are building a soul led empire, not just a business, but a movement that moves people, that impacts people, that raises the vibration of people, this becomes even more important because your energy is your business. Your audience is not buying your offers, they are buying the way that you see yourself and the energy that you exude. So today, I'm going to unpack what self image is, how it plays out in your business in really sneaky ways that you might really not understand and not see, how to spot the gaps, self image gaps, and exactly how to start shifting so that your outer reality really matches the inner version of you that you know you are here to be. So let's start by talking about what self image actually is. Now, self image has two parts. The first part is how you see yourself. This is your internal identity. It's the things that you believe to be true about yourself, your abilities, your values, your worthiness, what you think you're capable of, and what you think might just not be for you. Not be for you, maybe be out of reach. So that was the first part. The second part of self image is how you think other people see you. And I want you to really hear this, okay? Because your nervous system reacts just as strongly to perceived judgment or approval from other people as it does to the real thing. So if you believe that other people see you as not ready yet, not good enough, not as established as other people in the industry, to be charging these rates, then even if no one has ever actually said that to you, and even if no one's ever actually thought that, you will unconsciously start acting in ways that match that belief that you have, the way that other people perceive you. You might hold back on talking about your offers. You might lower your prices. You might over explain your value instead of really owning it. So, again, self image is how you see yourself and how you think other people see you. Now, I want to remind you of our creator field because that really just creates everything in our reality. I talk about it almost every episode because this is so important. The creator field is our electromagnetic field. It is the energetic blueprint of our reality. It includes our thoughts, our beliefs, and it is broadcasting all of these things out into the world all of the time. Your reality, meaning your audience, your clients, even opportunities that come your way, are just reading from a script that your creator field has written. So you can think of your creator field as a script, okay? And everything and everyone around you is just actors in this script. They are just acting out what your creator field has told them to do. So all of these people are just reading from the script that you have written, whether you know you've written it or not. So again, if we go back to your self-image, how you see yourself and how you think other people perceive you, even if that's not true to begin with, that is what your creator field will broadcast, and that's what other people will eventually think, and that's how they will act towards you. Now, if your script says, I am brilliant at what I do, but people don't really like to invest, then the actors in your show, which is your audience, your clients, your leads, will play that role perfectly. They will think she is great, but I cannot invest in her right now. If the script says, I am confident in certain situations, but I doubt myself when I sell, or like I'm a great coach, but I'm not the best salesperson. Hello, hi, this was me for a very long time. Then the actors will reflect that too. You will get clients here and there, but you will be ghosted a lot. You will be told no a lot. And again, that was me. Like, yes, I got, when especially when I was a fitness coach, I got the occasional clients. Like, I had more or less a full-time income, but I kept thinking I'm not good enough at sales to really scale this. And this is why you can have an incredible self image around delivering your work. Like, I knew I was an absolutely great coach. Maybe you know you're amazing at getting results for your clients, or you know the product that you're selling is amazing, but a weak self image around visibility, around selling at higher price points, or around leading at the level that you say that you want. Those things, those gaps, show up in your bank account and the clients that come into the world or don't come into the world. And that is not because you are not capable or not good. It's because your self image is not fully aligned with the level that you are asking for. And again, everyone around you is just reflecting back to you what you believe about yourself and what you believe that other people think about you. Now, here's where it gets tricky. And again, I know I mentioned this in the previous episode when we talked about self love. Most of you listening aren't walking around thinking, I have low self esteem. You are not that kind of person. You are ambitious. You've already built something big. You're a high achiever. But self image gaps are really subtle. They are really, really quick. They hide in plain sight. And that is why this work changed my life when I found out about it. Because again, self love and self image, I used to think I'm great, I'm confident. Well, as I said, these things are very subtle. And if you have a struggle in any area of life, okay, any struggle at all, that is a result of a low self image somewhere. So, unless you are perfect, if you are struggling anywhere at all in your life, that means there are self image gaps, holes that we need to work on. So, let's talk about some of them. Maybe you are constantly investing in learning, but you're not actually implementing. And you're not lazy, you are doing the work, kinda, but you're never going fully all in. And that is because there is a part of you that still feels like you're not ready enough. So you're waiting for the next bit of information, the next course, the next program, the next mentor, before you really take the leap. And that just keeps on happening. Maybe you get defensive if someone hints that you could be more confident in a certain area. That's your ego stepping in to protect you from looking at the gap, right? Because if you are getting triggered, it means that you are truly not really confident in that area. But you get defensive because you're subconsciously, you don't want to work on that because it's safer for our subconscious mind to stay where it is. Maybe you have kind of uneven success, and that's where we talk about the 8 areas of life. Like, maybe you have a high self-image in business, in, let's say, in a certain area of business, like audience growth. So you manage to get loads and loads of followers on Instagram, but your self-image in sales is low. So even though you have 100,000 followers on Instagram, you are only making like 5K a month. Maybe you feel like you need to prove yourself constantly. So you drop your wins into conversations. You constantly talk about how incredible your offers are. You're constantly reminding people around you how good you are. That is, again, a sneaky sign of a low self image. If you truly, truly think you are amazing and your offers are amazing, you don't have to constantly shout it from the rooftops. People will feel it and people will come to you. Or maybe you find yourself judging other business owners and judging other entrepreneurs. Maybe you're picking apart what they're doing, you're picking apart what they're saying. You think they are too bold. Like, I can even talk about myself. Like, sometimes there's this particular person that I see who keeps like raising their prices. And I'm like, who are they to keep raising their prices like this? Like, they are not super established in the industry, but obviously that is a reflection on me and what I believe about myself. So 10 times out of 10, when you are judging other people, when you are triggered by other people, other business owners, other entrepreneurs, that is you projecting your own self judgment and your own low self image. And then there's denial as well. So, another sneaky sign of self image that you might not be aware of is insisting that you don't have a self image issue, even though a part of you knows there's something there. So if you're thinking, I'm fine, again, that's your subconscious mind, your nervous system trying to protect you from growing. So if you think you have no self image issues whatsoever, that's a sign that you do. Now, this reminds me of this client that I had that launched something really, really big. She had this like incredible program and she knew it was incredible. It was aligned, it was transformational. Her audience had been asking for it for a long time. And she really poured her energy into the content, into the delivery, the sales page, like showing up on stories daily. But when she launched it, the sales did not match what she had expected. And at the beginning, she couldn't figure it out. But when we really dug it deep, we realized there was a self image gap there. Her self image around being the go to at that level that she was aspiring for just wasn't there yet. Her selling energy wasn't, I'm inviting you into something powerful and amazing. It was, would it be okay? It was kind of asking permission. Would it be okay if I sold this to you? This is a subtle difference, but it just leads to completely different results. Now, when we addressed that, we upgraded her self image using hypnotherapy, using ingredients, using intuition, using manifestation techniques. When she shifted the way that she saw herself in that role, her next launch of that same program was completely different. Sales came in so much faster. A lot more clients came in. Her energy just felt lighter. She wasn't feeling under pressure. She just knew things would work themselves out because she saw herself at that point as really the best of the best when it came to that specific topic of her program. Nothing in the strategy changed per se, but everything changed in her self image, which led to completely different results. Now, when it comes to self image, there's this one thing that I've seen in myself, in my clients, and honestly, in most high achievers that I talk to and that I study. When you peel back all of the layers, almost every self image gap comes down to not feeling special enough. So on the surface, it might show up as feeling like a little girl who is taken seriously, feeling like a victim who has to work harder than everyone else, feeling like the rejected one who never gets picked for any like big opportunities. But underneath all of those gaps, which normally with my clients we bring up using the recode method or intuition, both, underneath all of those gaps, all of those wounds, the same thing is at the root. And the root is, I am not special enough. And when you are running your business from that place, your manifestations become about proving yourself or about chasing validation, chasing recognition. And this means that you might get the thing, you might manifest the thing, and for 5 minutes, it feels amazing. And then the emptiness creeps back in. So even though you got the thing, it didn't really fill the hole, the self-image hole that you felt. So like you were looking for the thing, for the validation, for the money, for the clients, for the launch to go well, for the followers. You feel great for a bit. And then that emptiness, that low self-image creeps back in and you're on to the next thing, hoping this will be enough. And this is why in my Manifestation Accelerator program, I have a whole module dedicated to self-love and self-image, because you can manifest something and you can manifest something quickly, especially with quantum manifestation techniques, which is what I teach. And that is the fastest form of manifestation. You can do that. But I want to make sure that my clients don't only like manifest the thing, but they can also hold on to the thing and they can also enjoy it. And this is where self-love and self-image come in. So if you don't really have that high self-image, then that's how you can end up with like the dream business on paper, but still feel unfulfilled. Or maybe you have that dream business and then suddenly everything just disappears. Like clients stop showing up. You have like an amazing, incredible high cash month and then a crash. So this is why it's so, so important to keep working on your self-image and make sure it's at the highest level that it can be. Now, when you're constantly chasing being enough in your business, and again, that is because of low self-image, feeling like you're not enough, the next income goal, the next launch, the next opportunity, like you're constantly chasing these things, that can be exhausting. You know, those moments when you hit a goal that you've been working towards for months, you've been building the offer, you've been creating the content, you're talking about it every day, The cart closes, you look at your Stripe account, and boom, like you did it. And maybe you feel incredible for a few hours, maybe for a few days. And then this thought creeps in of like, okay, but what's next? And that little voice doesn't come from ambition, from being like, okay, yay, what are we doing next? Let's conquer the next thing. No, it comes from that self image gap that we are talking about. Because if your self image is still holding on to the belief that you are not special enough, you can never fully celebrate and receive the win and just be in that win. Does that make sense? Your brain's already scanning for the next thing that you need to prove to yourself or to others to feel special. And over time, your nervous system just gets tired. It's like running a marathon where the finish line keeps moving every time you get close. Can you imagine that? And I'm not saying this from a place of being above you, because honestly, I am right there. And this is something that I am working on constantly. This is something that I've been working on for the past year daily. And again, we're never going to be perfect, because if we're perfect and our self image is at 100%, then we're just going to be dead because we're going to have nothing to work on. But this is something that's so, so important to understand. And this also doesn't mean that you shouldn't launch the next offer, that you shouldn't want to grow. This is what we are here for. So definitely that's not what I mean. But what I mean is you will want to launch that next thing or want to move on to the next level from a place of feeling whole, from a place of knowing how freaking special you are and wanting to give your gift to more and more people. It will not come from a place of wanting to validate yourself. Now, I had a client recently who had her first 7K month. She had been wanting that for so long. She was stuck around the 2K mark for a very long time. And then when it finally happened, she expected to feel this massive wave of satisfaction. But instead, she said to me, like, I don't even know if I'm proud of it. Like, I feel like it's just not a big deal now that I have it. And that's the danger of a self image gap. And that's what we've been working on since then. The external wins don't stick internally. If it has to come from the inside. If it just comes from the outside, it's not going to stick. And when nothing really sticks, then motivation will start to drop as well. And that is a danger, especially as a soul-led business owner, an entrepreneur who wants to grow, who wants to help more people. You don't want your motivation in your business to drop. And that might happen because you might get tired of chasing a moving target constantly from a place of not feeling special enough. Again, if it comes from a place of knowing that you are special, really truly knowing that, that is fine. If it comes from constantly seeking validation, you will get tired, you will eventually lose motivation. But when you fix the internal self image, that's when that cycle stops. You can hit a goal and actually like bask in it, enjoy it, let yourself celebrate. And that celebration actually becomes your fuel for your next move, for your next step. It comes from a place of validating yourself, celebrating yourself, knowing how special you are, instead of feeling like another obligation. Like, let's see, okay, I kind of have to do the next thing to get validation. And by the way, when you work on your self image, and this is really cool, it doesn't just show up in your feelings, in your business results, it shows up in your body as well. Like, I have lived this. When my self image was low in certain areas, it was obvious in how I showed up. I always looked exhausted. My posture would collapse, like on sales calls or like when I would talk about my business in the past. I'd fuss over like camera angles before going live, like I would freak out over it. I'd re-record videos and reels again and again because my face didn't look right, my hair didn't look right, my voice didn't sound right. But when I started working on shifting my self image, and this is key, I didn't have to try to show up differently. I didn't practice better posture or rehearse a kind of a more confident voice. It just happened because my self image had changed. Like I used to have these massive like black under eye, what do you call these things? You know what I mean? Like these bags, okay? They were always massive. And when I started working on my self image, they have started looking so much better. Like they're not as puffy. And let me tell you, I don't sleep loads. I have a 3-year old who I sleep is better, but not perfect. And I wake up really early in the morning to train. So this is not a result of me kind of eating differently or sleeping more. This is a result of self image. Now, specifically for the under eye area, that is a reflection of one thing in the body, but whatever, we're not going into it. There is actually every single part of your body represents something internal. So when you know what it represents, and this is what I work on with myself and with clients, when you know what it represents, you can have an ingredient, like you can work on ingredients to kind of upgrade your self-image in that area, and then your literal physical part of your body can change. Like you can do that with gray hair stopping to grow. It's like it's insane. But as I said, whatever. We are not getting into it. This is just me going on a tangent. But essentially, what I want to tell you is I have been getting compliments that like I seem so much more confident. Like my son's nursery teacher, who had known me for like 6 months at that point, I remember like maybe back in January, I dropped my son off, and she looks at me and she goes, "You are so beautiful. I have never noticed that before." Which like is so funny. But I was just like, yeah, I'll take the compliment because I know that this is a result of the self-image work that I have done. I naturally just sit taller. My posture is more confident. I don't really worry about how I look on camera because I trust that who I am is enough. And as a result, I actually look better than I ever did before. Literally, I'm getting more DMs nowadays, higher conversion rates, and people are telling me, you just look and feel so confident. Like, I just love what you are selling. I just love reading everything that you write on your Instagram. I love listening to your podcast episodes. I want to work with you. I want to buy everything that you are selling. And this is a direct result of me working on my self image. Now, I want to talk to you about what happens when you manifest something from lack, from a self image gap. And this is where the law of opposing forces comes in. So let's say you are manifesting 50K months, but you're manifesting that from a place of not feeling special. You think that making 50K months is the thing that will finally make you feel good enough in your business, that will finally make you essentially feel special enough. If you're manifesting from that place, you are in trouble. Why? Because your desire is tainted by this belief that I don't have it yet. Therefore, I'm not enough yet. And that energy will repel that exact manifestation. It's like trying to hug someone while pushing them away at the same time. That's the law of opposing forces. If you really, really want the 50K months from a place of, I'm not feeling special enough, those 50K months have to really, really not want you. Of course, you can manifest 50K months from a place of feeling special enough. And that's different because when you really feel special enough for 50K months, you're not going to really, really want them. You just know they're yours. So that is the difference. I hope I'm making that clear. When your self image already holds it, like I'm the kind of person who easily runs a 50K plus month business, then that desire is clean. It's not tainted by I'm not special enough. I want this to validate myself. You're not grasping at it. You're not desperate for it. You're magnetizing it. And therefore, the law of opposing forces is not at play anymore because you are not very, very far on one side. So when you're very far on one side, the law of opposing forces is going to lead to something that has to take this to the other side. You know that it's yours. Your actions reflect it, and therefore your reality reflects this as well. Now, let me talk about recognition a bit more because this is a big one. One of our core human needs is recognition. You cannot bypass it. And the problem is that most of us are taught to get it externally from a very, very young age. Like, think about it. In school, we get gold stars, we get grades, we get awards. There's this whole thing of like participation awards nowadays. Like, you don't even have to win or work hard. It's enough that you show up somewhere and you get like a participation medal. At home, maybe you are praised for certain achievements or behaviors, or maybe you weren't. Maybe you were made, and maybe you made it mean that you just weren't special enough for that recognition. And these patterns don't go away when you grow up. If your self image is still holding on to, I am not special enough unless someone tells me that I am, unless someone praises me and rewards me and recognizes me, then in business, you will constantly be chasing that next validation hit, the next testimonial, the next text from a client telling you how amazing you are, the next amazing post comment, the next client win, the next successful launch, whatever it is. And while those feel amazing, they're not sustainable fuel. They create a yo-yo effect. You feel on top of the world when you get them, but then when they're not there, you forget about them. your confidence drops. How many times have you had clients tell you amazing things and like you're happy for 5 minutes? You might post on your Instagram story and then the next day you're like, I'm shit. Like you completely forget that you got that, because internally you don't believe that you are that good. And the shift happens when you learn to recognize and validate yourself first. And the irony is that when you do that, you actually start receiving more of that external recognition because we talked about the creator field, right? What you believe about yourself, people around you will just have to act out on that script. So if you truly get to a point, to a place where you validate yourself, you know you are the best of the best. You know you are incredible. You know that what you have to say is important. You don't care if other people think that what you're saying is absolutely crazy, then you will get that external recognition because you're not desperate for it, because this is just what you truly, truly believe. And then that external recognition becomes a lot more frequent, but it's a bonus. It's not a lifeline. You are not depending on it. So now let's make this practical. Let's talk about how to start shifting your self image. Now, this is something that I work with all of my clients on. Like, this is the basis of a lot of the work that we do. As I said, I have a whole module about it in the Manifestation Accelerator program. You can join the waitlist in the links if you would like. And over there, I give my clients so many incredible tools. And also, I work with my one on one clients on this as well. And of course, there's no replacement to one on one help because it is so customized to you and there's the accountability part. But yeah, if you are interested in shifting and upgrading your self image, I really recommend you either join the Manifestation Accelerator waitlist or you can book a manifestation mapping session with me, which you have the link for in the caption. By the way, if you are listening to this in the month of August, we actually have 30% off for this. Or if you really want to go all in, I am soon going to be launching one on one mentorship. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But let's talk now about like really the beginning stages of how to start shifting your self-image so that it supports the empire that you are building. Now, the first step is awareness. I want you to look at the 8 areas of life. You have the family area of life, the social area of life, the financial area of life, the vocation area of life, the passions or hobby area of life, the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. So, those are the 8 areas of life. I want you to look at them and I want you to ask yourself, where is my self image strong? And where is it weak? And you will know based on the results that you are getting in those areas. So, you might think your self-image is high in your soul pull career or vocation, but if your results are not close to what you want, then your self-image there is quite low. If you're constantly arguing with your kids and your partner, then your self-image in your family area of life is probably not the best. Okay, so I want you to be brutally honest. Maybe again in business delivery you see yourself as world class, but in finances you still see yourself as someone who just gets by instead of someone who multiplies money with ease. So I want you to look at all 8 areas of life, and then I want you to choose 1 or 2 areas to focus on. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. And, that's like trying to renovate every room in your house at the same time. That would be chaos. So I want you to choose 2 areas. And I don't want you to think like, oh, I really, really want to work on my business. So that for sure is going to be my area. Like it could be. But if you feel like your self image in business is quite good, but actually it's really low in like finances and in social, then those are the areas that you need to work on the most to begin with. You need to understand that all 8 areas of life are in constant like communication. They're in a relationship, they impact each other. So for me, I'm recording this in August of 2025, and I've actually started this little quantum leap situation in my business, which I might just record a podcast episode about in the future. But for me, what I keep getting is like, I need to work on family reflections, which might sound unrelated, but again, everything is related. So I know I need to solve some family situations and I need to upgrade my self image in the family area of life for the business to quantum leap. So have a look at the 8 areas of life. Think about where you are quite weak. And then I want you to visualize the highest version of you in those areas. What decisions do they make? How do they carry themselves? How do they handle challenges? How do they dress? How do they feel? What do they think? And this is important. How do they feel about themselves, even when things aren't perfect? Even when the external recognition is not there, but still, that's the highest level version of yourself. What do they think? Then I want you to start taking micro actions from that version now. So if they confidently raise their prices, maybe today you make a slight raise to your prices. So make a small update to your sales page. You don't have to double your prices straight away, even if it's just up by like $20, whatever. That is still showing you that you are taking a step towards that future version of yourself. If they really prioritize their health, maybe you block off non negotiable workout times in your calendar. And then finally, I want you to stop solving things from lack. Don't buy the next course or join the next program from a place of feeling broken, from a place of needing to be fixed. Do it because you are a leader, because you know you are worthy of learning more and you want to learn more and you want to expand your capacity, not because, oh, I don't know enough, so I have to learn the next thing. So now let's just wrap this up. The world, people around you, situations around you will never see you in a higher light than you see yourself. If you want to lead a movement, an empire, to charge premium prices, to fill your programs with soulmates, soul aligned clients, and to scale to that solid empire that you've been dreaming about and working towards, your self image has to match the empire that you are building. And when it does, strategy will become so much easier because you're executing it from like certainty, not from doubt. Your content will land so much harder with your people because it's coming from authority and not from approval seeking. Your selling will feel like an invitation for the right people instead of pushing. And your scaling and growing your business will feel exciting, will feel expanding instead of overwhelming or, operating from a place of like, I need to get there or else. And the best part is you will actually get to enjoy what you have built. So if you're feeling stuck or plateaued, I want you to ask yourself, is the problem really strategy, or is it that the version of me that I'm being right now, my self-image doesn't match the level that I am asking for? When your self-image rises, everything else rises with it. Your results, your impact, your fulfillment, your joy. And as I said, if this is something that you want to take further, you can either join the Manifestation Accelerator waitlist, and I will let you know when it opens. We have a whole module out of 8 modules that talks about self-love and self-image, and this is where I give you all of the tools. Or if you really want to go all in, you are welcome to book a manifestation mapping session with me, which is 30% off for the month of August. Or you can contact me for one-on-one mentoring, which is going to open very soon. So, my loves, this is it for today. I hope you have learned a lot. You have taken notes. Go and do the homework that I have given you with the 8 areas of life. Even taking those micro actions is going to change so much for you. And when you really truly upgrade your self image, that's when business stops feeling like a grind and starts feeling like the empire that you are always meant to run. So thank you for being here. I love you all, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.